Right. Good job, Susan.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Independence Day. And here we are.
And welcome everybody up again. And Rob.
Well, can we start with recognition?
Sorry, skincare tips. And last week we heard some awesome tips from Ann and Darlene Bruce. And Robin is just going to complement that. So get out your pads if you're listening to the recording or live, because it's going to be amazing. And like we said, we're really jumping back into in-person and sharing with the new Hydrate Me. And of course, our amazing Age Well. We have so much to share with people in terms of skincare. So take it away, Robin.
Wait, Diane, can we start with recognition first for June? We can't?
You can, but I'm sorry. I just don't even remember. I do.
I
got company, but if you want to, we'll do it again next week as well.
Oh, so we're not doing it today?
Yes, go ahead. And I can't barely hear you, but I want to recognize my sister for earning the trip. Congratulations, Darlene Necker. She is tried and true doing that. So congratulations.
Congratulations, Darlene Necker. And I want to congratulate my fearless sidekick. I don't know, we're Batman and Robin, or Robin and I don't know who we are, but we are. And she not only earned her district manager bonus achiever award, again, she earned the right to go to the Pure Vibes party, now they're calling it, because we forget the white anymore unless you want to. And she also earned the trip to Punta Cana. So I don't know what else she's done besides everything. And listen, let me say, I'm just gonna say it, she had COVID last month. She and her husband were very, very sick, and she did all of this. So no excuses.
Congratulations. Kudos, Darlene. Kudos. And she is following the leader, and Ann earned the same, her DM bonus and the trip. So they'll be off, and just can't wait to see what you guys get into next. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. Anybody else? Okay, well, I'll get started. I have a little tip that I wanted to share with you guys today. One thing you know that I always do is I love to recognize and thank my clients after they've placed an order. So I have a little book that I keep track of. And what I just do is I write the month in the book, and then I write down all of my clients that ordered this month. So, and then I write right beside it what I'm sending them. So a lot of times it's a fizz stick, and I have the cards printed up that say how wonderful fizz sticks are. And I just jot it down there, and sometimes I jot the date in, but I just like to write on the back of the card or a little slip of paper, "Thanks so much for your order. I really appreciate it. I thought you might like to try my favorite fizz stick, which is mango peach." Or, you know, this month I sent out a lot of honeydew samples of the fizz stick, but I just ordered the Hydrate Me, the 48-hour dewy gel cream samples. We can get those as single samples if you didn't already know. And I just ordered a couple packs of those because I want to send them to some of my best skincare users. So I had a lot of people order this month because they took advantage of the surprise bags. People love those. So I had a lot of my really great skincare customers order. So I ordered about 20 samples of the 48-hour dew cream. And then I printed off the sheet that is on the website. That is our Meet the Product sheet. Now I just did the first page. And up at the top, I just did a couple little highlights. The Edulous Cellular Water helps maintain its healthy glow up to 48 hours. I just highlighted a couple things that I want them to see. And then down on the bottom, it gives a little hydration hack tip, which is really good. It says, layer this under your Arbonne day cream, night cream, or neck cream when your skin is craving deeper hydration. And then I just write a little note on here and stick my sample pack in and thank them for ordering, because I want all of this, to me, they already use the awesome skincare, but this is like an add-on and a thing that'll help even improve their skin even more. So I want to make sure that they try it. So I'm sending all of my really great skincare my skincare customers that little sample pack. And who doesn't like to get a little something special in the mail? I mean, I know I love to get treats in the mail, and I get a lot of thank yous from my customers when I send out the fizz sticks, or, one month you could do detox tea bags, or you could do the skin elixir. So I think it's really important to thank your clients, because it is easier to keep a client than it is to get new clients. So I wanted my clients to know that I really appreciate them working with me, and I take care of them as best that I can. So then also, Darlene and Ann did some great training last week on how they do their parties. And I just want to really encourage you guys. Darlene Necker has posted these in the guides. There's 2 great trainings that we all need to make sure that we listen to, because they are just so filled with knowledge. And I've been with Arbonne for 20 years now and heard from Eileen Kohler many, many times over the years. But I've had to listen to her call twice because it's just so jam-packed full of good information. And then the other call that I want to direct you to is ENVP Trudy Ritchie from New Zealand. And she talks on the Hydrate Me. And that's what Ann and Darlene talked a little bit about last week also. But Trudy Ritchie is a beauty therapist. And I was looking over my notes when I was thinking about what I want to send with my sample packs. And she just has so much good information about why we should be incorporating in the Hydrate Me line with our regular skincare line. But one thing that I really like that Eileen Kohler did for us is she gave us all these awesome questions that we can ask when we are starting off our either when we're starting off our facial parties or when we're working one-on-one with our facial customers. And I really like that because it helps you get to know them, but it also helps you realize if they have any skin issues or where they are. What I want to say is on the skincare regimen, like I use it all. I use everything that Arbonne makes, but we have some people that don't really like to wash their face. They don't know the importance of taking good care of your skin, but we can help them with little baby steps get to having really good skin. So one of the questions that Eileen said to ask is, walk me through your morning and your night routine. Tell me what you do. That is an awesome question to ask everybody, because you will absolutely overwhelm people if you try and sell them a 6-step skincare system when they don't even wash their face and they just might throw on a little moisturizer every now and then. So you just really want to work where they are. And I'll tell you the funniest story, because it happened to me with my sister. I'm like, Beth, I want you to try this. And this was back when we had RE9. And I had the little sample pack and I wanted to give it to her. And she's like, I'm not going to do all that. That is just too much. And I'm like, okay, well, do you wash your face? And she said, yes, I wash my face. So I ripped off the face wash and I gave it to her. And I said, you probably need a moisturizer too. And I ripped that off and she said, yes, I want a moisturizer. She said, well, what's that other thing? And I said, well, that's a toner. And you put that on after you wash your face because it makes your skin go back to the proper pH. So your moisture moisturizers can be absorbed quicker. She goes, well, I want to try that. And she's like, what's the other thing? And I said, well, that's a serum. That's our most active ingredient. And she goes, well, I need that. And then the eye cream. She's like, well, I need eye cream. And then the next thing, I'd rip the whole sample pack apart and she took them all. So you just have to work. My point is, you just have to work at the level of where people are. They might want it all, but they might not.
And
So-
Robin, you listened. You listened to
Yes.
her. That's what you did.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. So one of the things that I love that Eileen Kohler said for us is for those that don't wash their face or they have sensitive skin, and a lot of people will tell us that they have sensitive skin when really they just have dehydrated skin. So you really have to pay attention and ask questions. Or maybe they have rosacea, and that's pretty easy to see because they'll have redness on their skin and maybe even some, it looks a little like roughness or maybe acne, but it is rosacea. They are perfect for the Hydrate Me line. Those are the customers that need the Hydrate Me. The Hydrate Me line, I think, is also, and I think that both the ladies said this, both the experts, that it's perfect for people who are just starting out using some skincare. Because when someone starts out with our Age Well or our Brighten Up, those products have a lot of really active ingredients. And for someone who hasn't done a lot of really great skincare, that can be too much for their skin and they will react and then they won't be happy. So the Hydrate Me is a great first set of skincare for them to start off with. And it's a great price too. So you might start them off with this and tell them as they run out, they're going to replace their skincare with Age Well or Brighten Up, whatever their concerns are, but start them off with the Hydrate Me so that they are easing themselves into some really great skincare because they're going to see some differences. So, that's one of the things that I loved is asking the questions. We want to, like Diane said, we want to ask the questions, but then we want to be sure that we listen to what they are telling us. Then we also, once we get them on, and that's another reason why I love to do this book and send out gifts to people, is it keeps me connected with them. And sometimes when they get a gift or a card from me, then they will get back in touch with me. Either maybe they need something else, or maybe they're having an issue with something they bought. So when you're doing a new skincare set with a new customer, you want to make sure you follow up in a couple weeks and make sure they know how to do all their steps, and that they aren't having any issues. Because I've had, as Eileen was saying, and I've had this multiple times, a person will start using the skincare, it'll start sloughing off all the dead skin, and they'll think they're dry. And what they really need to do is exfoliate and mask to get those dead skin cells off. So we want to touch base with them. So mark it in your calendar. If you're using your 90-day journal, go ahead and move it up 2 weeks and write their name in so you know to call them when you open that day and are going to do your work. Or if you use your phone more, mark it in your phone on your calendar so you get a little message to remind yourself to call them, because I can quite often forget. But that is another good reason why you write their names in the book of people who have ordered with you recently, because then you can glance through and say, oh yeah, I need to follow up with her. So and that's something I'm always using. I'm always using that little book of people that have ordered. So when you read through all the notes, and I have taken 4 pages of notes in my notebook on the skincare tips and information that I want to incorporate into my facial parties. So I saw a friend on Facebook, she did a little post in her stories that she had just had some awesome training from a master esthetician on how to perfect her facials. And she was having a facial parties last week, and she was doing it on Wednesday and Thursday. But I loved her verbiage on, she just put it out there on her stories that she had had some awesome training on perfecting and doing her facials, and from a master esthetician. So that's one thing I'm going to do. And I'm going to ask them if they would like to come to a party, and I'm going to set up dates, excuse me, or if they would like to schedule a one-on-one. So I've been talking so much. Oh my gosh, sorry. So, excuse me. I just really, again, want to encourage you to go and listen to those Eileen Kohler and Trudy Ritchie calls. Take your notebook with you and write down notes, because not only will you be excited to do facial parties, but you'll be excited to use all those products yourself and try them, which I highly recommend, because we have to be our own best customers, and we have to experience all the products and try all the products so that we know how that they're going to work with our customers. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today, because I've talked for like 20 minutes. So
I have a question, but maybe while I'm talking, you drink some more water, or anybody else can help. And that was such a great tip, like to follow up with somebody with new skincare, because I can remember like just being like so intimidated, like I sold a set and I didn't want to follow up with them because I was afraid like they wouldn't like it or something. But you have to get over yourself in that regards. But I love following up and just seeing, how everything is working and going through each piece with them. But you said like for sloughing off, exfoliate and mask, what do you recommend for people who are getting a breakout? And I know that's rare, but it's just nice to kind of be able to, if we get some, feedback that is not, everything is working perfectly great, although that means it is working. But what do you suggest if they're having some breakout? Because I recently had a lady who's probably 64. I know she is a smoker, and she really wanted some anti-aging, so she just got like the mini Age Well set. And so I've got to follow back up with her, to make some suggestions.
well, I don't think it's that uncommon, because even though I've used Arbonne for 20 years, when I switch to new products or I switch them up, I'll sometimes get a little breakout. I'll get a little pimple. So because my skin is very sensitive to products, I have very sensitive skin. So it's not uncommon for me to get a little breakout. One thing I like to do that I learned a long time ago is take a little bit of mask and put it on wherever it's breaking out. And that helps, use it like a pimple cream. You can almost use it like a pimple cream. But I love not the Radiance peel pads, but the other ones with the rough texture. What are they called?
Intelligence.
The intelligence.
Yeah, the intelligence. I love those. I think they really help if your skin is breaking out or having an issue. They also help slough off the dead skin because they're a little bit rough. So I love those intelligence pads. But any of the I'll do a little mask treatment. A lot of times when you're breaking out, you'll need to mask a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then Linda, I also love to ask them, will you please work with me because your skin is purging? And that's very not uncommon. I use that word purging. And yes, a mask would be great. And, I have those little teeny round things if they don't want to get the whole one in the beginning. There's little clear little cups, they're little teeny things, and I squirt in. I gave someone some the other day to try. I said, are you okay with me just squeezing a little bit in here? And she's like, cool, okay, fine. I love it. Thank you. And I gave it to her. So that I love the word purging, and just, will you work with me? Because I feel like Arbonne can help you have the best skin possible.
And also, it's important to ask them what they were using prior, because most people are using something with mineral oil in it. So it's clogging their pores.
Mhm.
So Linda, here's what you do. You do a little happy dance, go, yeah, yeah, I love it when skin purges.
Yeah.
And they go, what? But that's what's happening. If she's a smoker, it's probably getting a bunch of stuff out, But yeah, like Diane says, I will send a little bit of the mask, in a little cup or whatever, give it to them. But unless they're absolutely allergic to it, and that's where you've got to, I don't know, maybe Robin, this, but if they're allergic to an ingredient on their face, would they be allergic to it on their inner arm or someplace else too?
Yeah.
I mean, they would.
Yes.
So have them
Yep.
test it there. And then you can tell if it's an allergic reaction or if they're just purging. But I think most often they're just purging. I did.
Yeah.
I was in my
Yeah.
50s and I had some breakouts. I'd never had breakouts.
That's
Mhm.
different than a reaction. A
Yeah.
reaction, you'll feel itchy and it
Yeah.
comes quickly. It's different than a purging of a pimple. It's just, they're
Yeah.
two different things. And that's why
Yeah.
it is important to call back. And Linda, I feel you. I was the same way. I was like almost scared. I love the product, but I'm like, oh, what if they don't like it? But it's our responsibility to make sure they do just not like it, but love it. And you just come in and really tell me what you love the most, with the positive or whatever. And any questions or concerns, type of thing is what I always ask as well.
Mhm.
And then you can usually work through those.
Yeah, those are great answers that I'm sure a lot of people can also benefit from too. And I know you like to say purging, and I'll say detoxing also, like your
Yeah.
skin is detoxing. And then I'll,
Mhm.
would offer the
Yeah,
detox
good.
mask.
Mhm.
Well,
the
one
other
of the
thing
masks.
that
I'm
is
sorry.
important when they're breaking out is, what are they eating and are they stressed? And
Oh,
the
yeah.
other thing that will make people break out is the change of the seasons. Like when you go from turning on your heater to turning on your air conditioner, or when you've had a really hot and sweaty day down in the South, like you guys are experiencing, those things can also make your skin break out. So just keep them in the back of your mind also. And if they've eaten really bad, if like after the 4th of July, when you've eaten and drank all kinds of things that you don't normally drink, you could, maybe experience a breakout. So all those things.
Yeah,
can
that's
play a factor.
really important. And I do know she's very stressed. So we're going to kind of work on that some too.
Right.
The
Yeah.
the
So
the
that's
brightening
why
line.
asking all those
Right.
questions.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Ann, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, you're talking about, this is my little thing. It's like, I sell a lot of the brightening line scrub because I pair it usually before the Hydrate Me. So, but I still use it. So I will do, I didn't do it on this, but I would do the cleanser. And then if they're really, look like they've got some breakout or their skin is dull or large pores or whatever, then I follow up with the brightening up face what do you call it? Scrub. And I even tell them, and I use it as a mask on them, and you would not believe the instantaneous results they see just like that. They're like, oh my gosh, if they're sensitive, I don't use it. But that's another quick, and I tell them, I said, we have to exfoliate the older we get. It's kind of like turning the dirt over in the garden. You don't turn it over, you're going to have nothing going on in your garden. So this is what we're doing. We've got to do this, every so often, every day. And I said, and here's a quick tip. You can take your cleanser and then squirt a little bit of the scrub right together if you're in a hurry, and just mix it together. And you go the whole thing. So it's quick. So you can use it as a scrub. You can use it as a mask, and they like that because it's a 2-in-1 and it's quick, and they see instantaneous
Great.
Well, when I'm doing the parties, I always love this line that I say, I don't know where I learned. I said, I just want you to know that it's going to take me longer to tell you about it than it'll take you to ever do this. So it's really, really quick,
Yes.
and I love that, doing quick, because sometimes I do quick. But another thing is that you give them the option to, Susan told me this early on, is that washing your face twice is good, because once gets off the dirt and debris. Second, really cleanses your face. So sometimes doing those 2 steps, like I don't always want to, but it's almost like washing my hair. I could never understood why they washed my hair twice at the salon. And I asked them and they said, because we first wash off any mousse or anything you have, and then we really clean your hair. So sometimes just, and it doesn't have to take long. I mean, honestly, I can do mine and everything with a double wash and putting the toner on the thing, like they said, to wipe. It really is quick. And one thing I loved about Eileen Kohler is that what she shared in that was nothing new that she has not shared for years.
Yeah.
When we heard her 19 or 18 years ago, she shared the same thing. Like she told us very similar things with just different products and more cutting edge products now. So I love that that doesn't change of how you take care of your skin. I think it's beautiful. But thank you so much, Robin. Any other tips?
Thanks, Robin.
Thank you,
Well,
Robin.
I was gonna say the double wash is really so important because, and I love to show my clients that as well, because if you have them wash their face with one of the skincare lines and then go in with a toner or the intelligence pads or anything like that, you will still see the makeup and stuff on the pad. So that's why it is super important to do the double wash and then use the toner on a pad as your final, as the way to get the toner on your face.
Right.
And Diane and I have talked about it a couple times because
I'm not doing that. I'm spritzing it because they like
you
that
can
feel.
spritz it in, but Eileen was telling us the reason why, and I didn't like it either. But you know,
well,
go
Diane
ahead, Robin,
and I
tell
were
them about
talking
the
about the new age well.
Yes.
The new age well, when you
Brighten
spritz
up.
it shoots you in the face.
It fire hoses
brighten up,
your
Robin.
face.
I don't know how to
Oh,
spritz
it's
it then.
brighten up. The brighten up toner just streams and shoots you in the face. So I was doing it in my hand, but I just did order the little cotton pads from Amazon because I am going to put it on the pads, and I can see that there is still, even though I washed my face
You're
twice,
right.
so I'm doing all the steps just like Eileen said.
Yeah,
Robin.
she really stressed using the pads. And I was going to ask you guys, like, how many squirts, or how wet. So Robin, when you get your pads, you'll have to let me know how much you're putting on the pads.
I use 5 squirts of toner.
Oh, okay, because I was
squirts.
like 3, on my pad, but some of the pads are more absorbent than others, but it really is, I mean, I'll have to go back and listen exactly why she said to do that, but I think, that's the way to go.
She said because it's the second step of
I use
cleaning.
5 squirts.
Okay, so it's more cleaning, not just trying
It's
to
the second
wet your
step of
face with
cleaning,
it.
even though,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
But we have to also remember this too. You can double clean with the micellar water on a pad.
Yes.
Yes.
And then the purpose of spritzing, I mean, I get what she's saying, but the main thing is, if you remember what all of them said, the toner sets that pH and it grabs the serum, which is powerhouse, so they can't wait. When you do it on the pad, it dries in real quick before you put your serum. So I double clean with micellar water, and for a lot of my younger clients, that's a cheap, good, not cheap, but it's a good price.
Yeah, that's good.
You can see, just like Robin was saying, when you look at that pad, you go, oh my gosh, I thought I cleaned good.
And you've got to think when these people, and see this, I explained that this is just me. I mean, and it does work. So like yesterday with the lady who was super, super dry. So I started with the Hydrate Me, and I could even tell she needed more hydration. I said, so you have the age well, I'm going to show you how to double cleanse. And when I added that second cleanse to her skin, she was clean, and that age well, I mean, you could just start seeing, and she could see it. So, but also when you're spritz, I put it in the refrigerator, it's cool, and they feel that spritz, they love it. And I say, no, and I explain, I give them, I show the dry sponge. It's a gross dry sponge. I said, this is what your skin looks like. So, and we talk about that, and they say, oh, I get it. I understand this. So not only can you take that spritz but you can also, like, it's hot as blue blazes. If I'm going like to Publix and I can take that and just do a couple of spritzes on my face. I can do it right across makeup, and it's just so refreshing. So it's also it is a selling tip. But when people feel good, they're going to buy, and then we want to get these great products in their hands. So, I mean, my sales through the toner, since this hydrate, adding this age well, have gone through the roof like never before. And
Robin, thank you so much, Robin, for all those amazing tips. We love you.
Good.
We appreciate
Thank
you. And everybody have an amazing 4th of July. And let's kick off July awesome. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.